Welcome to week 2 of me being vegetarian in Kazakhstan. So last week we did buying simple foods only. This week we're finding the specialty items. And by specialty items, I mean things that you can't find normally in a store. You might have to go to a health food store or a foreign food store to go to. So these include things like tofu, plant milk, fake meats, or other type of protein soy products. And I went to several stores in order to do this. I went to a chain called EcoShop, and I've also went to Gastronom. EcoShop is like healthy food store, and Gastronom is a store where they sell a lot of European types of foods and supplies. Just to explain for this video, if you haven't seen the last one, by vegetarian I mean not eating any animals, including fish, bugs, red meat, white meat, anything that is an animal I don't eat. And to give a little background, the topic of being vegetarian in Kazakhstan is a bit controversial, you could say, because the Kazakh diet traditionally is made of mostly meat. And I'm not saying that because of this video you need to become vegetarian. This video is just to show you my own challenge to myself. So I encourage you to grab a little snack and watch the video along with me. In between the footage of my week, I'll also be including a wonderful interview with Joanna. She's a fellow vegetarian in Almaty. I found one in a different city. So I hope you're also interested in hearing another person's perspective on being vegetarian in Kazakhstan.
Hello, I'm Joanna. I'm from Poland, actually. I was born in Warsaw. Then 6 years ago, a little bit more than 6 years, I came to Kazakhstan, to Almaty. I was already vegetarian in Warsaw, in Poland, so nowadays it will be more than 10 years I don't eat meat.
Let's start the week. This is a quick little reminder while I'm showing you the groceries that I bought for this week, but I meal prep, so you're going to be seeing some of these meals repeat. I apologize, but also I don't apologize, and please enjoy the video. I've got here my Buddha's Delight. It doesn't have all the ingredients that a normal Buddha's Delight would have because I can't find some of those ingredients, but it's what, I make, and I like it. It's delicious. I also have this apple. It's a sultanat, and I don't think I've had it before, but it looks so good, and it smells so good, and I really want to try it, so I'll probably have this with some peanut butter as well, unless it's so good I don't need peanut butter.
A few moments later.
Okay, I thought this apple was gonna be magical, and it's not. So it is about, what time is it? It's 4 p.m. and I had lunch at like 1 and I'm a little hungry. So I'm gonna have this yogurt. It's blueberry and raspberry. Usually whenever I go to the store, I'll buy myself a little yogurt or a little ice cream to walk on the way back. It was too windy to do so, so I have this yogurt that I'm gonna drink. I have rice, bulgogi. It's supposed to be strips of pork in a sauce. And then I also have soybean sprouts that are also Korean style that I've just marinated. I've cooked, like boiled them very quickly and then marinated them. They're good, I already know it. And this bulgogi is made out of soy curls. So I've heard of this before. Soy curls are kind of like this dry soy product, and they can be in strips or blocks or minced or whatever. Basically, it's a soy product, which means it's made from soybeans, much like tofu, but this is just a different form. And I saw this in EcoShop a while ago, and I was like, oh my God, I've only heard of it. I went and bought it for this week because I was like, this is exotic. So I'm gonna try it. I have no idea how it's gonna be. Oh, okay. Okay. I'll be honest. It's not as flavorful as meat would be. A beef or pork version of this would be much more flavorful. But at the same time, it's not offensive. And you can taste the other flavors. I think it would have been good if I marinated it a little bit more. This is cool. Yeah. Finished with dinner, I'm gonna have the second half of this apple with some peanut butter. And I also have a little tiny bit of milk because I love milk and peanut butter together. Just so good. Ooh, this tastes better cold.
It was kind of experiment. I'm a biologist and I was at my university when I thought how about eating less meat? Because I understood that we don't need so much meat as we eat. Firstly, it was like slower, the ratio of the meat. And then I understood that actually what I like in meat is just the species. Yeah, it was just, I can say, very prepared experiment, and I stayed in.
I'm gonna make up a smoothie this morning. And these are all of the ingredients. But we have soy milk, yogurt, chia seeds, flax seeds, a banana, some spinach here. And usually I use frozen strawberries or frozen cherries because they're the cheapest fruits to buy frozen. And I like frozen fruits for my smoothies, makes them cold. But at the store, I found papaya. And that's not so common. Of course you can find papaya in Kazakhstan, but I was like, beach, I'm buying it. I would normally never buy this. It's 1,000 tenge for half of a papaya. I am not about to buy this normally. And another reason why this is like the fancy breakfast. Protein powder. This is from the US, but you can buy pea protein or different vegan proteins. I mean, whey protein is vegetarian. Okay, so I made a bit too much, but nobody's gonna stop me from drinking it all. You can't really taste the papaya. Hajima, you can taste the protein powder, like always. Here we go, we've got Tuesday's lunch. Little Buddha's Delight. The tofu wasn't fresh, so basically I had it frozen. The tofu that I buy comes in chunks that are way too big for me to eat in a full week. Like, that's a lot of tofu, and I don't eat tofu for like every meal. Maybe if I ate it for every meal I could use the whole block, but like it's usually too much, so I have to freeze it. But once it freezes, it's just not as good. Like the flavor gets weird, and I don't know if this is just because of the tofu that I buy. Got my half of the apple. I don't know, I feel like the lunch that I have has been filling these past two days, so I'm only eating half an apple. You know, sometimes I eat more, sometimes less, it just depends. But I have this new jar of peanut butter. It's exactly 4 p.m. and I need a snack. So, I've got my trusty sunflower seeds. Is it really dark? Yes. Is that because I'm too lazy to pull the light over here? Yes. Welcome to Tuesday night. I just finished working out and we have a lovely meal of yesterday's meal. Other half of the apple, peanut butter, and this time, soy milk.
Firstly, I have some comparisons about 5 years ago and what is going now. So 5 years ago, it was very, the people were very surprised when I came to some restaurant. I just ordered, for example, potatoes because I didn't know what to do. And they were very open. So they were surprised. So they tried to be very nice for me. And they brought, for example, potatoes with some fat or with some pieces of meat, because how you will be hungry or whatever. So they tried to be nice. But nowadays, like at work, I can say, they know that vegetarians live, that there are people who don't eat meat, and they're not so surprised now. They can imagine and they can help you even. Yeah. Now it's not so problem. I can go to restaurant. I can order something more than potatoes. The vegetarian menu, it's appearing in normal restaurants. So because there are more people asking about it, so they're trying to be open.
It's Wednesday morning. My cat is very curious because I have milk today. I got a cereal. So you can find cereal in stores, but most of the time it's something like a flake, like a frosted flake. They're not called frosted flakes, they're called something else. Or something like a Kix, which is like a puff ball. They're not called Kix either. Like a Cocoa Puffs. I was looking for something interesting, something special, and I've never seen these. I think it's just puffed rice. The thing is, it's all in European languages, so I'm not sure what it's made out of. It has a sugar outside, so it tastes good. So I've made these once before and they were so good. So I made them again. Let's take the prettiest one, the best wrapped one. It has a rip in it still. This peanut sauce I just made, the flavor is boosted by the peanut sauce. So let's go ahead, dip it in. take a little bite. A little bit more of the sauce. Oh yeah. Oh my god, it's so good. I love this. I'm gonna have this little orange that I bought.
Later.
I'm not that hungry, but I'm not feeling good. So I'm gonna try this Bombar. It's like this, you know, like health food brand. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I sponsor myself. It's like a protein bar, 20 grams of protein. I bought 2 new kinds that I haven't tried before, Viennese waffles, and the other one is salty caramel. I don't know why it's not salted caramel, but physically, I'm not hungry. Mentally, I need a snack. And you know, I'm cute, but I can't eat it myself. I don't know what Viennese waffles are supposed to taste like, but this doesn't taste bad. I still have an issue with texture because it's literally just a block of solid something. I'll just have a few more bites and then put it away for later. Y'all, I'm excited because I've never made a pizza before and it's pizza night! Well, I've made a pizza in the way that I've added things on top of a pre-made crust, but I made this crust. I made it myself today! So, pizzas are not special. You know, anybody can make a pizza anywhere as long as you have dough, cheese, and some toppings. But the interesting part of today's pizza is 2 things. 1, I found legit pizza sauce. In my opinion, it's a bit hard to find canned tomato sauce, like just legit sauce, not pickled tomatoes or anything like that. Canned tomato sauces already mixed up like that. You can't find them. I'm not saying you can't. You can. But look, this one is made for pizza. And the real big reason is I found fake meat. This is fake sausage, and it's shashlik version, so it's not like pepperoni or anything. I couldn't find pepperoni. But I was like, fake sausage! So let's get to making this thing. So I'm gonna try to get a little bite of the meat in there. Definitely some type of like vague sausage flavor. I just finished eating the pizza and I'm gonna have probably just half of an apple, peanut butter, and a little bit of soy milk or regular milk. I haven't decided.
Still, the very big overproduction of meat. Why it is a challenge? Because still, when I go to some local shops, some small fruit markets, there's a huge different meats, but a less of vegetables. So actually, I live in Poland, as I said. So and I like roots. And here in Kazakhstan, we have 3, maybe even 2, mainly roots, like carrot and carrot actually, sometimes beetroot, and that's all. And this is what I miss, like the root or celery, not the yellow part, but roots. I miss roots, and this is the challenge for me. But you know, sometimes like I recognize that if you go in the same grocery, in the same small vegetables stand, they're trying to help you. And if you're 5 times asking about the root of the celery, for example, yeah, they will bring it to you.
Good morning, it's a beautiful Thursday. And I forgot to say I already had cereal. I had the same cereal as yesterday, cereal and milk. You know what, I realized I forgot to explain yesterday why these spring rolls or summer rolls, however you want to call them, are kind of like special, or the ingredients are somewhat difficult to find. So, of course, some of the ingredients are very easy to find in any grocery store. Lettuce, arugula, cucumber, green onion, but some of them are not so easy. Tofu, for one, we've already mentioned that. Tofu is not the easiest to find. You have to go to some Asian type of store or a health food store. I also have, it's called starch vermicelli on the package, but I thought they were in rice noodles, and this is also like an Asian type of noodle. So this is not in every grocery store. And additionally, I wasn't even planning of putting this inside the wraps, but I found microgreens and I was so excited. I've always wanted to have some microgreens. I've actually never bought them in my life before. And of course the rice paper packaging that you wrap everything, the rice paper wraps are also not easy to find, but you can find them in specialty food stores as well, or health food stores. So I've got my 4 spring rolls. I actually ran out of tofu. I'm gonna have my rolls with a peanut sauce, and then I'm also gonna have a banana with peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I love peanut stuff, I guess. Thursday evening, I've got my new pizza. I've baked a new pizza. I should take a video of that. And afterwards I'm gonna have an apple, peanut butter, and probably some soy milk.
Mostly I buy it on bazaars, we can say, small bazaars, or just close in Almaty. There are a lot of small vegetable shops. So and actually, yes, I have some. For me, like I know the people who sell them, who sell there, so they already knew me, and I knew them, so I know what I can expect from them, and I can order sometimes. But if we are saying about, for example, soya meat or tofu, I can find something in Korean foods, and then I recognize that they have mostly one place from where they're taking it, and there is a phone number. So once I called them, and they said we can send it to you. So now I do it like that.
Welcome to Friday! As you can tell, that wasn't planned. But as you can tell, I have a throat issue. I've been having this problem for like 2 to 3 weeks, and I just went to the doctor to get some medicine to resolve it. But because my throat has been feeling pretty bad, I didn't want to have anything cold this morning because I felt like it would exacerbate the problem. So I didn't have breakfast. But for lunch, we're back to the Buddha bowl. I have leftovers. This is the last of the Buddha bowl. So I'm gonna have it for lunch. And then I forgot that I had an apple half in the fridge. So cold apple. And of course, some peanut butter. It's 4 p.m. I was hungrier earlier, by the way. It's not like I have a pattern that at 4 p.m. I'm hungry. I'm gonna try the different flavor that I bought of this bombar or bombar. There's like 2 B's there. I don't know. This one's salty caramel. Salty. I've eaten half. I think that's enough. I'm also gonna have a little bit of an orange. Not a little bit. I'm gonna have a full orange. That orange absolutely sucked, and it has a very bad taste left in my mouth. So. Trusty sunflower seeds! I'm at this restaurant I've never been to before. It's called Boho. A friend recommended it, and I looked on their menu, and there's a vegan burger. It turns out it's not vegan because there's clearly some dairy in the topping, but I knew the burger would at least be vegetarian. And they also have a falafel pita, which means it's vegetarian as well. So I decided to get the vegan burger, and I didn't know what the patty was made out of. Turns out it's made out of beans. It's not bad. It doesn't taste like meat, that's for sure, but it's interesting.
I think, firstly, it's because I think what I eat. I don't know about all people are different, of course, but when I started to be a vegetarian, I started to balance my diet. Previously, I was like just eating. Yeah, I was just a consumer. What they gave to me, I just ate. So being vegetarian, it's not only being a vegetarian; it's being a health person. It's not because I don't eat meat. I tried to choose products which already has some meaning. Like they're not empty. It's not empty calories. But I'm trying to find what I really need, what my organism needs. So vegetarian is just to be a healthy, active person.
So it's a wonderful Saturday, and I didn't vlog my breakfast. And this isn't really even a lunch, but I was streaming this morning, so I didn't really have time. I woke up too late. So I just had another half of those Bombar protein bars, and I'm here with Alina and Evan. We're here working. and I've come to a place called Master Coffee, and I've ordered sirniki. Sirniki, it's Russian, so I get it all wrong. So it's 3 sirniki, some raspberry, I think it's raspberry jam, and ice cream. The ice cream's the best part, and that's what we'll be having as like a snack or something. Saturday evening, I still have leftovers. Man, I swear, filming these videos, I have more leftovers than I normally do, and I don't know what to do about it, but I gotta eat them. I hate wasting food. I have the remaining bit of that soy curl bulgogi rice. Also, I have the bean sprouts, and I have a lot more. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to eat them all, but I put a ton in here, and so I'm just gonna mix it up. The soy curls definitely have a less soy flavor now. I guess they've had several days to kind of marinate, so they're like, I don't know, doing their thing. It tasted more like meat, which is really interesting. It's Saturday morning and I have another smoothie. I've got pizza. And for Sunday's meal, I had sushi at a place called Yakitori. Of course, there was no fish inside, it was avocado, and I also had a vegetable spring roll. And sushi is very popular here in Kazakhstan, but it's not always popular to find a vegetarian sushi that's not just rice with a piece of cucumber in it. So that's the end of my week. Thank you so much to Joanna for participating in this video, telling her own experience as well. I think this week was much easier for me. I had never had soy curls before, so that was interesting. I also had never had fake meat here in Kazakhstan, and it was really interesting. But having all of those options was a lot easier for me, but going to different stores was a bit challenging because I have a real job, I have a real life, and then trying to go to several stores just to find my groceries is a bit challenging. I realize that filming these specialty products is a real privilege, and this week of being able to cook like this is a privilege overall. And next week I'll be having a Central Asian vegetarian diet, or at least attempting it. I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect, I'm just gonna try as a foreigner living in Kazakhstan. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.